you got this consulting firm, and people are going to look. Companies are going to look at this study, and they're going to take what they will out of it. But how does this translate into marketing, and actually for companies to actually create products or create things that women want to purchase?
Well, I think that in all of this, overarching thing that was interesting that came out of this study is that when our founding fathers wrote the Declaration of Independence, they talked about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And then our whole country got out of line, if you will, and it had morphed into being about fame and fortune. And it became about having an endless credit card and a McMansion at the end of the block. And the thing with all of this, as we look at all their comments, the advice they were giving to future generations, what they were dreaming of, it all came back to saying, you know what, it's really about inner happiness. All of that, we had women quote, all that material crap doesn't matter. So it's about that inner happiness, and that has relevancy to marketing in that she no longer is looking at material stuff to bring happiness. She is very driven to make the world a better place, and she wants to align with brands that are also doing their part to make the world a better place. She would go so far to say as companies have an obligation to bring about social change and make things better. So for what it means for marketers is she's not just out buying stuff. She's not out seeking experiences. She is looking for meaning and purpose. And she expects you to stand for something, and she will join your brand, buy your product, if together she can find this meaning and purpose by joining in an effort with you corporate leaders, brand stewards, in making a difference.
Interesting. You do see an awful lot of that when you go out. And for instance, Target certainly makes no bones about the fact that they contribute a certain percentage to the community. When you go into the cleaning aisle, suddenly the cleaning products, you see more and more little ads or labels saying that this product is environmentally friendly. It sounds like that is all part of a campaign to get people to spend their dollars there.
It is part of it, but I would say it's not going far enough because quite frankly, that's just the ante. That's an expectation that you're going to be conscious of your footprint and be environmentally clean and friendly. It goes further than that. She's looking for something that is bigger than that. She wants to help transform community. She wants to join brands with common purpose and bring meaning in her life. Buying a organic cleaning product is one little piece, but it's not bringing about enough change and bringing enough meaning in her life.
All right. So what would be an example of a product or a company that seems to be having success in this area?
Well, because we're here in Minnesota, I guess I would point to General Mills and their box tops for education program.
Sure.
I'm sure many of the listeners are very familiar with it. We've all done the cutting, clipping,
we've got them at our house all over little piles.
Okay. So yes. What's interesting about that is that started out as a small loyalty program, and they did it in certain communities in the country where coupons weren't effective because consumers weren't willing or interested. So they started this idea of this box tops. Now, why that has grown into such a phenomenal success, you may or may not know, but there are 7 billion packages in your grocery store that across multiple categories and multiple companies that now carry that box top label. So they kind of franchised it out, if you will, to other companies as well. Why that works so well and why that brings meaning and purpose. I kind of always look at programs and break it down into fulfilling me, we, and higher purpose. If I think of that program on a me level, me as a consumer, it gives me a tangible effort, a tangible way to support my child's success. By clipping that, cutting, clipping, counting, I am actively involved. I feel like I'm making a difference, and that fulfills that for me on a personal level. Then when I mention we, that's a part of consumers and women wanting to be part of something bigger than themselves. And in this particular program, it's one little coupon until everyone joins together and they come together and they can see the collective power and the impact. So there's a we in this, that together we know we can make a difference, and I'm part of it, and I'm part of something way bigger than I can do on my own. And then the higher purpose is absolutely about nourishing our young children and improving the quality of education. Real dollars go to schools. This past year, General Mills donated $50 million in 1 year's time based on the redemption of those box tops. So that is an example of a company. They took a stand. They are authentic about it. They are committed to it. We all know that makes a difference. So, and they know, they research this. Consumers will pick that brand that carries a box top over one next to it because of that emotional value and that purpose and meaning it brings in their life, that they're willing to do that.
Dori Molitor is the CEO of WomanWise, a consulting firm. The website is www.womanwise.com.